You done many podcasts, Coach?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, you already know he have. You already know he ahead of the game.
right, right. He
I
still
don't
have his
have all the
own.
fancy equipment, but yeah,
That's
they've
what's
all
up.
turned out well.
Awesome, awesome. All right. This is Jimmy Hitchcock and Marcus Wall with the Hitch and Wall podcast. We're here with Jeff Madogg Madden, one of the best, one of the best trainers, one of the best coaches, one of the best people that we've
Yes.
come across in our lifetime. And he meant a lot to a lot of Carolina alumni. Coach Madogg Madden kept me out of trouble, that's for sure. All right. He made it so that I could stay around in Carolina and talk to Matt Brown constantly about me and kept me on the field. And I'm very much appreciative of that. And I'm sure he did it for you as well, Wall and Dave,
Very much
or
so.
calmed you down or made
He
you
saved.
feel better about the whole situation, you know, because many times it was me, him, and Matt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he'd be sitting beside me and Matt would be sitting over there. So a lot of time it was the triangle, but he was on my side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, we have had in our lifetime a lot of people that's been instrumental in our lives. And this is one of the people. And he comes up a lot on these podcasts. If you remember, if you watched the podcast before, Darren Ashford really, really, really holds this man at a high regard and on a pedestal because
Yes.
he was influential in Darren Ashford's life. And Darren's doing a great job coaching out in Houston, coaching and training out in Houston. So without further ado, I'll keep talking because I have a lot to say about this man. But without further ado, Madden, how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for having me. Excited about getting this thing going. Very interesting that things that you said, and I take that to heart, Jimmy. Of course, we had our triangle going, Wall, fire starter. We had our triangle going. So I mean, there's always something. There's always something going on, to where we find a way to make it work. And the bottom line to me coming there to Carolina is try to help y'all be one, be better men in the community, but also to play your butts off to try to be the best you possibly can be and to make the game not only give to you because you gave to it. The bottom line is try to find ways for you to get everything you could out of the game itself as well as the university.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll turn it over to you, Wall.
First, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for us, and still do to this day, because you're even in some of our group chats. But I just want to say thank you because there's a lot of guys who didn't have that type of male role model and didn't have that type of self-esteem to actually not only believe but to be able to dominate their opponents. That makes sense.
Very
And
much so.
you did that for so many of us that I don't even know if the number could even be counted, though. It's infectious. It is because I considered myself a dog when I came there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you made me a rabid dog. Like
Right.
it was bananas, man. And I just appreciate it. And let's get started with this. You came from winning the national championship at Colorado. What made you decide to come to Carolina?
Well, there's a lot of factors on decisions that you make when you're making a life change, going across country like that. But I'll address what you said there before this, then I'll come back to that.
Fair
Because
enough.
the bottom line is you guys made a big impact on my life. When I came there on my visit, we were playing for another championship. I think it was Fiesta Bowl championship. And I ended up coming to Carolina first to see what Carolina was all about. I had heard about Carolina, but I mean, I was at Colorado, so I wasn't too much wanting to go anywhere. It was perfect timing. It was perfect timing for myself. It was perfect timing for Mac Brown and the Tar Heels. When I came and I watched y'all practice, I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah,
I
I
came
remember.
out there and I watched y'all practice. I saw everything you did. I watched all the different interactions the different people had with people. I watched what I saw I could do to help you win, just that quick. And then one practice, then I went in the locker room.
Yep.
I went in the locker room and I started talking to each one of y'all kind of individually. You might not have realized what I was doing, but I was trying to see, where was your mind? Where was your heart?
Right.
What did you really want? You see what I'm saying? Because I'm coming through the door with hard ass work. I'm not coming in there to half step. I'm not coming in there to do part-time stuff. I'm coming in there to find ways to help y'all win championships. And what I saw in that locker room were very similar bodies to what I had at Carolina. But I did not see the same direction. I did not see everybody on the same page. And I know that's what I can do in team building, is try to find everybody to get together. You got the offense, defense, special teams, and players and coaches. You come together with the fist of power. And if you come with that fist of power and you stay with it, turn them dogs, as you say, into bigger dogs and better dogs and tougher dogs, you can win. And that's what I saw. And I saw a group of young men that wanted to win.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just like Wall was infectious, turning. I wasn't even playing when you came. When you came, I was on the bench, and it was just very difficult for me to get in because I was I was political. I was in doing a little movement, and I was very political and had a lot of I had a lot of kind of headwind, but I think the key points that you made to Coach Brown was just look at how hard he goes, how much he wants it. It was those things that you started to help them to focus on the way I play football more than I was off the field, right? And once I was able to get the opportunity, then I was able to excel. And you trained me like for the draft and things like that. And those things took me to that next level. And I just appreciate that. And I want you to talk a little bit about not just me, but taking guys that you see that's on the margins and then pushing them to, to the excellence and on off to the pros if they have the capability, or if not, being a great man. Talk to me about those guys that you've come across in your lifetime, in your time of coaching and training, that you've taken, that you've seen that's kind of like on the margins, but then you get them involved in the program and then push them on off into a successful life or pros or what have you.
Right. Well, what I can tell you, and how I'll approach this is a little different, because as you said, when I came there, you were political, extremely political, and it was you, Tim, and
Malcolm, Bradley.
and Bradley. Okay, that's the four.
Yeah.
Okay, now understand this. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, a lot of folks didn't know that. Inner city, Cleveland, Ohio. I marched with the Panthers. Okay, I was there. I was a young dude, but I was that young Samson, they called me back then. That was right there in the middle of all that. You see, I understood about what they were trying to do in the neighborhoods and that kind of stuff. So I had some political things on me too, but that was on the backside of my resume. You understand?
Right.
Everything on the front side of my resume, showed, Vanderbilt, academic, all this, football, all that, and everything out front, had been in different types of environments and handled myself very well in all of them, and was well educated enough to get through and to speak to whomever, whether you're a king, whether you're a pauper, whether you're in between or the court gesture, you got to find a way. You got to be as nice to that daggone guy that's cleaning those floors, that janitor, as you are to the president. So
absolutely,
if you keep that kind of mind frame, you can help people achieve things they need to achieve. So as far as your ability, Jimmy, that was, when you watch practice, that's all you see. When you're in there lifting the weights, you're getting after it. You know, I haven't had many defensive backs out of the 35,000 athletes that I've coached that could front squat 500 plus pounds. Okay, and you did that. You did that.
Right.
And I don't know, was it 525 or 550? I can't remember.
25, yeah.
Yeah,
No
525.
gassing, dog.
But
Don't
you did
gas.
that, and you did that with no problem. Okay, so
Right.
for you to do that and to not have ACL, I didn't know you didn't have no damn ACL to the NFL system.
You didn't know until the draft.
Right. You know, I mean, all I
Right.
know is, you know, you were trying to work as hard as you could to be as fast as you could and turn that 4.3, and you did it. And Bucky
Yes.
did it. I mean, we had guys do it that they thought couldn't do it. You know, and that's my thing. I always want to prove people wrong. You know, I got God on my side. You know, so when I walk through there every single day, I already know pretty much what to say before I get started. You know, and I see and break it down to how each and every one of y'all move and what you needed to get better, and try to find ways to make that happen for you. We were blessed that we got yours done so quickly, because I think you ran 4.37 or 4.36, some crazy number like that, and then you just told dude, get your bag and walked off the field. You know, you weren't doing the rest of the test, and you already did what you needed to be done. You know, so I mean, even with that, when you did that, they're like, Coach, where you going? Where going? I said, oh no, he good. You know, can he do? I said, he can do anything and everything you'd ask to do, but right now he's good. He's leaving right now. You know, so and I think you had your agent or somebody there. You know, so I mean,
yes, that was my agent. He said, just out there and you run 4.3, it's over. Just go on in, because you don't want to tear the hamstring. You don't want to do anything to set yourself back. You know, you already they already counting against you because you have no ACLs. Right. If you pull something and then you have the rest of the workout's bad, then you're going to get marked even worse. You know. But that's why he told me to leave.
Right. And that, which was cool, but you just left. You didn't explain that to me. You didn't explain it to them. You just left. You know, because you know, you just, and this out the gate. I'm like, oh hell, he done. Okay, but what's good about that is you set a tempo, you set a tone, and you let them understand who you were. You know, and the times that we spend, what y'all didn't realize, I get calls every day when I was there, and you know, been here in Texas for 25. You know, I get calls every day about my guys and what do you think they can do? Can they fit in? Are they tough enough? Will they do what it takes to win? You know, and all those kind of simple questions like that are big questions to them. You know, and my opinion at that given time was a pretty strong opinion on different guys, and yours was a very strong one. So don't think you did not do what you needed to do. You got out there on the field, and when you got on the field, you showed out. And that's what all guys have to understand they have to do. You know, it tore me up to have to leave. It really did. Y'all have no idea. You know, 9 deuce, it crushed me, because you know, Wall and them rolled up on me. You know,
of course they did.
House. I just bought the damn house. My kids just moved in, and next thing you know, there's movement out in front of my house. And my kids are little. Back then they little. They're big grown men now. You know, they're 37 and 34 now. But I remember those kids back then. And they said, Dad. I'm like, what? He said, there's people in the yard. and there's a lot of them, Dad. There's a lot of them.
It was all a 9 deuce.
Oh yeah. So, you know, I come to the door, you know, and you know, I open the front door, and they said 9 deuce. Deuce check, fool. I said, hey.
9 deuce check.
Man, hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. But to me, that was good indoctrination to them, that I don't know if they went down the street and got some chicken or something, and then they decided to come by the house or what. Because they didn't bring me no wings, and they didn't bring me no legs. So you know, they ate it all before they got there.
They rolled up on you, though. It was a deuce check.
Yeah, but they gave me the deuce check. And I thought that was a tremendous honor from them.
Is my mic a little better now?
Yes, it's been better since.
Okay, it's been better. Okay.
Can you not hear me?
I know that.
Oh, you're fine, dog. You're fine. His was robot.
He said my mic was going in and out.
Okay.
Okay, but I didn't know you got deuce check though, dog. I didn't know.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know they deuce checked you.
Hey, that's a life altering moment. You know, hell, I only had 9 in my back pocket when I opened the door. But it was more than them than that.
Listen, yeah,
Oh, I didn't know you got Deuce check, boy.
Deuce
that
is
was
a big
cool.
class. That's the
Oh,
big
yeah.
boy class.
And it
That
was
was a
all
big
it's all
class,
good.
man.
But
Yeah,
see, but
that's
then
up.
this
That's
is what you
what's up.
can't.
That's a beautiful. That's a beautiful moment.
But this is what you can't replicate. You know, just like the conversations that we're having, the relationships that we're having. You know, Mac Brown used to say, guys, this is a 40-year decision. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a lifetime decision.
It is.
It is.
It's a lifetime
absolutely
decision. You know, because you got to think of just all the different things that happened during the courses of the years, you know, and what you guys had going there, and then what Wall had going on this side. Then James Hill got, Big James got something going on the other side. Big Daddy got something going over here. So it's always something,
Right.
and you have to find somebody that can regulate all the different situations and find a way to have all those situations work to where one doesn't become a distraction to the whole unit and try to find a way to get it done.
Right.
Jimmy, I'll give you another one. We were
that?
going to play Alabama. What happened?
Oh, you talking about
when you didn't want to play?
When I did, yeah.
You remember that? You remember that team meeting?
That was the I didn't want to play because of the whole team meeting when I talked about
what we talked about. That's a team thing. We don't have to bring it up here if you want to, but I'm just trying to say
I want to bring it up. I want to bring it up because it's kind of relative to what we're talking about, because we're talking about pretty much everything. But what was his name? The coach that used for Alabama? It's
Bryant.
It's the old. Yes,
Stallings was there, right?
Gene Stallings
was there.
Stallings
was there, but I got up and talked about Bear, and Bear was a hero to a lot of people, and but I had done a lot of research on Bryant before the bowl game,
right?
And he didn't get any black players on the team until it was expedient to do so, right? When he started losing. But he literally said this, that the only position that a black man can play on my team is javelin catcher. Right?
Wow.
That was his direct quote. He said it in the media.
Wow.
He actually said it in the media, right? So I was political.
Right.
So I got up and said it, trying to inspire the team, to say, hey, they have a legacy of not wanting black people in the program.
Right.
We don't. This is a different legacy. You know what I'm saying? So I told him the whole thing I just said about what he said about javelin, but I got a lot of backlash on that. You know what I mean? And
I can believe it.
I got a whole bunch of backlash from the coaches and the whole nine. I got called into the office, and Mac.
Well,
we all kind of came together to kind of diffuse that situation.
Right. But also understand other things happen behind the scenes too that sometimes you don't know. That's one thing I learned once I got from that side of the ball, over to behind the whistle, how many other things go on during that time. During that particular time, as you made the comments that you made, what happens is, Jimmy and Wall, the damn whole world didn't want us there at their universities, at any university.
At any university.
During that period of time, because that's my generation, so I know that.
Right.
I'm what they call an original black pioneer for college football. So during that time and that generation, you were not wanted on campus. I mean, like I said, I've been here back in Texas for 25 years, and they tell so many daggone stories about if you came across that freeway or across them railroad tracks at a given time, your butt was grass. And the same things that were said with Coach at Alabama were said here at Texas back in the 60s, because they had won national championships with all white teams, you know, and they
Right.
didn't have, you know, black guys on their team, you know. So one, you know, I think it was USC that played a couple of black superstars that just
Yes.
ran all over guys, you know,
Yes.
and
It was
then
USC.
and the next thing you know, say, I got to get me one of them. I got to get me one of them. And, you know, and that's how this kind of happened, you know, but it's the progression of the world. It's the timing of everything. And your political assumptions were correct, but not for 19, was that, what year was that? 92, 93.
93,
You know,
93,
and now they were
94.
perfect
It was
for
actually 90.
1963, but not
Yeah.
1993. So
Right.
my deal was just trying to let everybody understand. Yes, I do not like what has been said here. I don't like a whole lot of things that's going on today. All bullshit aside, you know.
Right.
You know, we got a whole lot more things coming up that we ain't even seen yet. You know, but
Right.
that does not make me afraid. You know,
Right.
it makes me aware. You know, and
Right.
as long as I got, you know, God's shield over me, I'm good to go. You know, hell,
Right.
shoot me, shit. I got my armor. You know, if it penetrates, it's my time. If it don't penetrate,
Right.
it ain't my time. You know, but
Absolutely.
what I'm trying to say is, it takes guys like yourselves and myself to continue to build bonds with people. You know, because what I see, sports and especially football has brought more racial cliques together than anything else. You know, because you know you have black part of the team, white part of the team. Not when football, you got everybody. Everybody
Right.
got to go at the same damn time, and everybody's got to have each other's backs. You know, so that teaches us, and that would help teach society a whole lot. You know, to be prepared
Absolutely.
if they watched us. You know, if they spend time with football, if they see that, you know, hell, I just came from a funeral service out here in Colorado with my Colorado football team. You know, those guys, we won back-to-back championships and national title. You know, and we had Bill McCartney died. You know, and
Oh, Bill
hundreds
died?
of them. Yeah, he died. He
Wow.
died last
Oh,
week.
man. Right.
So hundreds
Wow.
of them came back, you know, and they just all embracing me, you know, because Mad Dog ain't been back in 20 some years, you know. So for me to come back, you know, that was like, just like yourselves, that's their daddy, they're their big brother, you know, somebody they can trust, you know, to come back at a tough moment to get over what was happening with coach and just talk them through it. Because even though they're older than y'all, you know, they still young men. You see what I'm saying? They're still trying to find their way in this life. Now, some of them are doing extremely well, making a bunch of money, just like a bunch of y'all are doing extremely well and making money. But that does not mean that you have everything in your heart and in your life straight. You know, so I'm
Correct.
blessed to be on your what do you call that thing where you got
Uh,
everybody calling? No, everybody calling. You know,
about
the text message
group
thing.
Group text. Yeah, the group
Group
chat.
chat. Yeah, I sit back and giggle my butt off sometimes, you know, because it's funny. I watch y'all interact, man. And then every now and then I'll add something to it just
Right.
to say, hey, just from this perspective, that's what this is, you know. But
Right.
listening to y'all going back and forth, just like I listened to these guys all this past week, going back and forth about who ran what, who lifted what, who made what play in this game and that game. It's amusing to my heart, but it keeps me young. It
Right.
keeps me young. So go ahead. I don't mean to take your whole show up.
Oh, no. This is the podcast. This is what we want you to do. We want you to give the lessons, to talk us through, to revisit some of these things. And just like you said, like, yeah, maybe it wasn't the time for to bring up the whole Bear Bryant thing and javelin catcher thing, but it was a little bit. I was a militant dude, you know, a militant dude, and all it had to be from that point was a conversation. Hey,
Right.
it shouldn't have been, and that's what you did.
That's
Came
what
and
we
said,
did.
hey,
That's what we did.
yeah, that's what you. But it wasn't done by the others that, you know what I'm saying, in the sphere that kind of talking to me. Then it was done by you. Hey, Hitch, you know,
Right.
this is not a situation where you probably shouldn't bring that up, because it's a team situation where we're all together, you know. And it's something that I had to learn, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's something that I had to learn, because at the time I was just going through a serious awakening, and was just started becoming privy to information that I never have come across before. And I started to uncover things on campus like Ku Klux Klan,
Right.
names on buildings, and, at the University of North Carolina. So start just give me these thoughts and these feelings about what society was like, and I started to have these kind of feelings of just it was a little pent up anger involved, because I did come from a bad place also. So those things combined probably made it a little bit more sensitive than it was. But eventually, and I say this, and I'm gonna stop. I want you to talk. But I came back to Mac Brown and I said, "Hey, I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? When I came back after my first year in the pros, because I was I was with Parcells, and it was hell up there. You know what I'm saying? So I went back and yeah, I said to Coach Brown, I said, "Listen, I'm sorry. I apologize. I went too far in some situations. I was a little bit ignorant here and there. I was just stupid and young and just doing some things from the heart instead of thinking it through." And I asked him for my forgiveness, So after that, he said, "Yes, I love you," and we just crushed it right there, and we went on becoming friends,
Right, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. But what had to happen, Jimmy, is that you had to continue to mature. No different than Wall. Wall had to continue to mature. Mac had to continue to mature. I had to continue to mature, because as we do that and we see the world in a total different light and have a better understanding. I mean, Coach started going to, movies, movies on Friday night.
He goes we would go Friday night movies.
Yeah, but he would go to movies that we would go to. You see what I'm saying? Whereas before, he used to go to other movies. Now he started going to the movies, so he had a better understanding of what was what. And just so y'all continue to understand as your journey now, through this life. I got texted yesterday from people that were Hispanic folks, and they said there's an African American show on TV right now, and they're showing how bad African Americans were treated in the United States and that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, watch it. You need to watch it. So you have a better understanding of why we say and do and we are like we are. But the way I look at it, Jimmy, and I'm gonna tell you something that you don't know, is when I talk to different people across the country, and people ask me, "Well, did you coach Jimmy Hitchcock too?" I said, "Yeah, I was there when Hitch was there." He said, "Oh, he's a wonderful guy. He's doing great. He's doing this." And you know what? They're all white people. So you have a tremendous amount of white folks that have followed you and followed your career, followed your Carolina days, and love you for who you are and what you've done. So I just want to make sure you know that, because
I mean, I have a tremendous amount of white friends.
Yeah, there's a lot of things about ourselves we don't hear, but I'm telling you, yes, that is very true.
Yes, I have a tremendous amount of white friends, and all of them are Trump supporters. We just are able to talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're able to get along and talk through it, and we don't bring up politics a lot of the times because we know that we have more in common than we don't have. You know what I mean? And we can see things a little bit differently because we're all kind of working class. So it's nobody's super rich. So you can take care of your family, but nobody's Donald Trump rich. You know what I'm saying? Well, this guy named Dan is, but he's a good friend. He's in Moxville. He owns and he owns like this paint company that goes all the way down the East Coast. But other than him, everybody's about the same. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we all have more in common than we, do not have.
We don't. We don't.
Right.
Very true.
Yeah. So that's
what
I'm
sitting up there with that smile on your face. What you got to say, man?
Man, I'm just happy to be listening to you, man. You just don't understand. Like, I've talked about you all the time, and to hear you speak these things, at a young age, it's like you know, you just respect that alpha male because you're alpha male, and that's the only way to become and stay one as you follow one, right?
Right.
And then to now listen to you and the thought process behind it, it's damn near magical, dog. Like, because the effect you've had on us, the ability to shape these men who some come from single family homes, some come from no parent at all in the home, and some come from, you know, both parents at home.
Right.
But to be able to take the different group of guys, no matter the color, to understand we have one common goal. And
Right.
that's to whoop the dog piss out of whoever's in front of you.
Right. And that's why I approach it the way I approached it, you know, and understand that, you know, because when I came on my visit with Mac and Swafford, you know, he said, I want you to teach us how to beat NC State. Okay. I want you to teach us how to beat Clemson, and then teach us how to beat it was one more. He said
state champs. We want to be state champs.
Win the state championship and all that. I
Wake
mean,
Forest.
they had all that stuff
Wake
lined
Forest,
up.
Duke.
Yeah, and we can do that. We can do that. That's not a question. We can do that, you know. But when he said to treat us how to beat Clemson, I said, Clemson? He said Clemson won a national championship. I said, yeah, in 1980. I mean, it's 93. They
Right.
And he looked at me like, who is this dude? You know, who is this cocky dude? You know, but I had just come from Colorado.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We had beaten everybody. Okay.
Right.
Everybody that was in the top 10. And then for 3 years, we won back-to-back championships. I had lost one game in the conference in 3 years. You know, so my aura was a lot different. You know, that winning aura, that, you know, the things you teach your kids to be, you know, dominant, as y'all said earlier, you know, that had permeated throughout that team, you know, so everybody's attitude was like that. Mine was on the lower end compared to some of them other ones, you know, because Bill McCartney was rolling like that, you know, hit him in the face again, hit him again and again. I'm like, damn, dude. He's down, you know, the head get on the ground, stomp on his head. You know, like, come on, man. It's a game, but that fire, that enthusiasm, that effort and intensity was there, you know. And once it's in you, it's just like you, Wall. It don't leave you when you out there on the field. You know, you said you no limit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can turn it on and turn it off, but when you turn it on, it's go time.
Let's go.
You know, and that's what every one of y'all per man. I noticed that. You know, I'm watching Big Daddy Purr do his thing, working them defensive tackles every day. Same damn thing. You know, I get to see John on his podcast. I see Darren Ashford.
Yes.
I see all this stuff, and we go back and forth. And I said, well, next time try this, and this. You know, okay, on that one right there. I mean, it's just fun, you know, watching y'all be very, very successful. Eddie Mason on his thing.
In Washington.
Huh?
He in DC. Yeah, doing his thing.
Yeah, but I mean, just watching Mace do, like, injured people, hurt people, folks that can't walk, and him teaching them how to walk again. So he took all the principles and broke them down and went step by step by step, because you got to crawl before you can walk. And
don't say it. You'll make me cry right now.
He's showing them all them things to make the people, the layman people, the normal people, in the champions. You know, so yeah, I'll hit on the box thing and say, hey man, great job, such and such and such, and shout out to Mrs. whatever her name was that given day. You know, she did a tremendous job.
Right.
You know, so my whole concept is, I live through y'all. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are part of me, whether you like it or don't. You know, I mean, because the years we spent together, the blood, sweat, and tear on that football field, you know, the ups and the downs, when they say whipping Carolina's ass 7 years and running, and I'm in the damn caboodles, they're trying to turn it out, you know, trying to beat the whole place up because Bill ran his damn mouth about Carolina football, you know, and I had to learn to calm down. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, with Coach T and Gerald Carr and all that.
Coach Thompson. You know? They got to get into that fight.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Oh, we're gonna get to the fight. I know a wall is on there. We got to get to the fight. But but the bottom line, it wasn't the fight. It was what was in us. Do you see what I'm saying? It was that explosive power warrior inside you, ready to come out. And you gotta remember, they almost kicked me out the game in the very beginning because the referee grabbed my hand. He grabbed me by my arm, and I jerked my arm, but you touched me. And the referee said, I said, I'm getting them back. I am getting them back. So it was fun, man.
Donnie Thompson.
Oh yeah,
Donnie Thompson scooped him up.
No,
it was that dude and slammed him.
Perfect. Point down.
Bring your feet.
But I'm gonna tell you a story. And I alluded to it the last time we was talking to Ethan Horton. Well, I was going to go to state, right? Because a girl that I was dating, she went to state.
Dog is undefeated every time.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Every day.
Hey, but when I went to visit her, two football players knew that I was coming and came there to intimidate me, bro.
No.
Yeah, she was dating. I think she was dating one of them. I'm not sure, but they came to intimidate me. So it was two outside the door, right? Talking junk or whatever.
Right.
So when I left there, I said, I'm going to Carolina.
Right.
And I'm going to get one of these dudes. We lost the first year I was there. We lost the second year I was there. We lost the third year I was there. I wasn't on the field, but the fourth year, that was my redshirt junior year, I got to start. And they threw the ball to Gary Downs over in the corner. Bro, I lit him up, bro. I knocked, boom. That was like, and I celebrated the whole time, but I started talking. As soon as I hit that field, I started talking. And I didn't finish talking until I left and went in the locker room. I mean, it was a fight that day. We had multiple fights break out, the whole nine. But we ended up winning, and that was our first time beating state in like 7 years. 7-8 years.
That's the same game. We're talking about the
same game.
Yeah, same
talking
game.
about the same game. Yeah, talking about the same exact game.
Because the year before,
their coaches made a statement that really irritated me, because basically they said there ain't no strength coach that's going to make a difference in us whooping Carolina's ass. We've been doing it. We're going to keep doing it.
We're going to
keep
keep it up.
One dude going to come in here and change Carolina. I said, okay,
right.
there it is.
My.
I mean, and then we got the fire starter right here coming down the hill, starting the game off.
Oh,
you
yes,
let them know what it was. I'm talking about Marcus Wall, right? That dude right there.
Right.
He let them know exactly what it was, how we were coming.
At all times.
All times. They just told Brew, you better get off our field. You get on the other end, get your butt down there. I'm like, what's up, man? Brew, come on.
Like
Brew
that.
All right, he went down to the other end because he had the snappers and punters and all that kind of stuff. And they had a group out there around him. He went on down. He said, okay, it's all good. I'm like, okay, I see what's up. I see how this works. It ain't gonna work that way anymore.
Boy, but I'm gonna tell you, that was a great day. And I think Leon and Kirk went for 100 each that day. I think so. Yeah, that was a great day. That was one of my best games. And then the next year I played them again. I played 2 games state, but they had dominated us for a long time. And Dwayne Washington, boy, I'm telling you, he was talking so much junk to me. In 1 year they beat us and laughing at us. But by the time I got up to the time when I was starting, man, we dominated them. And that was ironically when you came.
Right.
So,
it ain't no. I know exactly when it was because I knew what my mission was. I knew what I knew what he hired me to do, and I knew what we had to get done. And if you guys think about it, in our different conditioning sessions, we would be playing somebody else. And what I mean by that, we would be running, and if it was average, I say, oh, that's a 75% day right there. We can't win like that. And then I said, here we go. Then we go right into, okay, we down by 10 to Wake Forest, at Wake Forest. We
I
got.
remember those days.
We may have 7 minutes on the clock. What we gonna do?
Right.
We're gonna sit or get off the pot.
Right.
Either we're gonna work to win or they're gonna beat us. So
Boy, I remember them days.
Yeah, but all those things come together because, and y'all didn't know when we run them 110s and all that kind of stuff. I know y'all be down there arguing with each other, wanting to fight. And every now and then we get a couple blows thrown. I didn't care, because the bottom line is somebody gonna police it and get it done. Let's finish the mission.
Right.
And what we did was every time we ran something that was tougher, whether we ran what Florida was running that day or we ran what Florida State was running or Michigan or USC, whatever it was, we ran it. And then I told y'all after what it was.
Right.
We just ran the conditioning test for Miami football, and blew it away.
Right.
And blew it away. So I mean, just so y'all would understand that because you're wearing the powder blue, because you are here in middle America versus being on the West Coast in Hollywood or, down there in Florida and on the South Beach, that doesn't make a difference. What makes a difference is when you step between those lines, whether your ass gonna go 100 miles an hour or not, and defend what you got on the name on the front and the name on the back. That's what makes the difference. And we all do it together. No limit.
Right.
Hitch.
No doubt. No.
Now here go a crazy story, right? We down in Miami at the CarQuest Bowl, and we went out. First, you go to the banquets that they have for you, the dinners,
right.
And soon as the dinner over, we get back to the hotel. It's time to go. The good time vans are running. You know what I mean? Oh, listen. We go down to Rolex.
Whoa.
Hitch.
Oh, Lord. Go down to Rolex.
What? So we go down to the spot.
Rolex classic legendary. Is it still there? I wonder if it's still there.
I don't know. But so
I went to that place most when I was down there.
So me and a couple of the boys come out, right? It's close to curfew time. I mean, when we walked out, it was close to curfew time. By the time we got in the car, curfew had passed.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
We on our way back, and then the boys are like, man, turn this thing around. Let's just go on back. We already late. Turn it around. We go back in the spot. Have a blast. Get back to the hotel. We thinking, we got over. Nobody don't even know. Man, we come down to breakfast. Dog at the door. Hey,
dog at the door.
At the door. Y'all need to make sure y'all see me after this banquet today. After we go to this banquet, y'all see me. Think I'm playing if you want to. Right? So we thinking, all right, we'll go through the day. We go, do your practice and everything. Boom. Time to go to the bank. We like, it'd be late. We good. Everybody's straight. Man, soon as we got back, he was down there waiting for us.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting for us. No, he took us out and we ran, man. I'm talking about, boy, you talking about, and we had on the Smurf suit, the one that I had on last week. Oh my God, my jank was stained for about 4-5 years. We rolling, we running. We had to carry it on the ground. Oh my God. Yes, it was a good lesson learned. Yes.
Yes. Do you want me to respond to that?
I'm gonna tell you what saved us though, Hitch. In the middle of nowhere, right? We at the practice facility, and it was a big old dog bar. And it seemed like it was getting closer. And Madogg was like, hey, let's get out of here. Let's get away. Let's go.
You can't get bit by no dog.
Woo!
Oh, dang.
2 loose German shepherds. Yeah. Well, look.
Yeah,
let me
respond to that.
There's choices that we make.
Yes.
Every single day. And at that given time, y'all made a choice to go back when I had already been waiting on y'all any damn way.
Mhm.
So it was my choice to do one or two things. One, I tell, hey, coach, this such and such and such, this group of guys did not make it, and then we send you home on a bus.
Right.
And we mess around and lose the game.
Right.
Or at least we're not playing as well on all cylinders because we don't have all the players together. Or I handle it myself, since I was in charge of discipline. And we go in there, do what we got to do, boom, get out. In that way, everybody together, the rest of the guys understand, hey, don't do this, because if you do this, you either going to be gone or you got to do this.
Yes.
But it ain't the first time nor the last time, and
Right.
I've been what 20, 25 bowl games, and every year it's something one or two.
Right.
Right. It's even to the point where I've had to take a bus, and go to the club and pull the dudes out of the club one by one and put them on the bus. And then after we get on the bus, I take them to wherever our practice field is in that area, run the hell out of them then, and then go get them back on the bus
in the street clothes.
To the
God
hotel.
Almighty.
And you better not be late for breakfast.
Right.
Right. Beautiful.
It's what you do.
I know you got some great ones, man. Now we're gonna end the podcast, but I have a couple more questions. I want you to talk a little bit about coaching two guys. This is not a Carolina question, but this is a Texas question. Vince Young, Ricky
Williams.
Ricky, I don't know why I drew a blank there. That's that CTE. Ricky Williams and Vince Young. I like for you to talk about them as players because they were incredible players and they won Vince Young national championship. I don't think Ricky Williams win a national championship, but he had all the records held all the records.
He won the
Heisman. He won Heisman. Yeah, he won. You're right. And
that wasn't my.
It was an incredible player. Right.
That
was your first Heisman.
I'll give it to you like I gave it to them. I'll talk about Ricky first because Ricky, it was 1998. Ricky was a phenomenal player. He was a great baseball player. So what Ricky would do was he would play football during the season, and then he'd go play baseball in the off season. Didn't know that. Yeah, and he was playing professional baseball. So Ricky was like a walk-on that played professional baseball because professional baseball played for his scholarship.
Right, like Mike.
So he didn't count against football in the number. One thing about Ricky, and Ricky was at that time, like Coach Brown said, this is our biggest recruit right here, getting him to come back because he was headed to the pros. So we meticulously sat down together, and Ricky wanted somebody that he could trust. Bottom line, that's what we wanted. He wanted somebody that would get him prepared to be the best athlete he could possibly be, And when we had the long conversation and everything went well, and he told Coach, "Hey, I'm staying," So from that point, I put together a plan, and the plan was, you're gonna play baseball, you're gonna do that, do what you got to do, but on this day you're gonna do this, this day you're gonna run that, this day you're gonna do this, And he stuck to the plan. So when he came back, he was not in terrible shape. He was in decent shape. I took him and ran him by himself. I didn't run him with the team because I did not want him to be embarrassed by his teammates. That was a thing he and I had. And so we performed. I mean, he ran now. He did. I don't know if y'all remember them 40-yard tests and that kind of stuff. When you go 10-40, then you do another 10-40. He do that kind of stuff. I mean, but he did things like jingle jangles, things that got you in shape very quick, so he could catch up to the level that our guys were already on. Because he's a dual sport athlete, so you got to be smart with that. I wasn't trying to make him super duper the strongest man in the world, but he had to be tremendously functional with his movement skills, and then we worked on speed and lateral speed and changing directions. And you remember all that stuff Coach Moody used to do with Natron and Leon and all those guys throw them bags at their feet and all that kind of stuff while they're moving, trying to make them more elusive. And,
Right.
but Ricky was special, because I had Eric Bieniemy before that, who was a runner-up for the Heisman. I had Rashawn Salam before that, who won the Heisman. So I had good guys to compare him to, and then of course I had Leon and Curtis and, Falkerson and, William Henderson. I had some powerhouses in the backfield at Carolina
Big
too.
Mo.
Yeah, I mean, then you got who's our Olympian Marshall. Then you got my man Mo, like you said, Big Mo.
Yeah, Mo.
He was he came off the
Big
rock.
Mo lay me out in spring, lay me completely out.
Oh, he was special now. A great kid, And then we had the other one on the other side of the ball was K. New. That was another one that's a big time. That's War Daddy, But then you come into Carolina, you getting Ebenezer Ekubon walk off the damn bus, look like he been in the pros for 5 years. You got Greg Ellis over here who been shooting jumpers and dunking on people, but they got the tremendous limbs, and can play the heck out the game. And you get him squared away. Next thing you know, he playing basketball and he's doing football. Then he gives up basketball, gets serious about football. Another first day pick at that position.
Marcus Jones.
Oh my God. Marcus Jones looked like he walked out of the damn anime. I thought I looked
like somebody just drew him up.
Like the Hulk, huh?
Right.
He's the first D lineman I've ever seen that got a 12 pack. He don't just have 6; he got 12.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, he was real from head to toe, and just believed in football. I mean, and you got him and you got Big Perv battling every day over 500-pound bench press.
Right.
That ain't normal human stuff.
Right.
It's not. I mean, you got dudes that sold out every single day. I mean, you think about Jeff Saturday, came in as a nose tackle, and shout out and rest in peace to my man Nate Hobgood-Chittick, who gave it to me every single day. He bust his tail every day and played fullback, played tight end, played H-back, and then got to play defensive tackle, and then went on to win Super Bowl. So, I mean, you got guys there at Carolina that y'all can be extremely proud of.
we have a lot of guys.
Yeah, B. Simmons was one of the best. He was my he's my second 4-5 linebacker. Then he ended up running 4-4 something for the combine.
He went 4-4. Mm-hmm.
Right, but he came in running 4-5. So I mean, you got guys coming in that's that skilled like that. You just got to guide them and teach them, and try to go ahead and build them, to be better and better. But I mean, we had so much talent at Carolina; it was a hidden gem. It really gem, the GEM gem.
Yeah,
like a diamond in the rough.
Like a diamond.
And I really don't think that y'all really understood how good you could be.
Right.
So what happened is we kept growing and getting better and better. Then we started seeing.
Right.
You understand? I mean, we were this close to a national championship.
Right.
This close. If we mess around and beat Florida State that last time, we're in the game.
Right.
Bottom line, we're in the game. And Florida State had tremendous defensive talent. Unbelievable.
They won the national championship.
They came in every year and they broke our damn quarterback's legs.
Yeah, right. They won it all. And we was up on them 7-6 at halftime.
Right.
In 93. So yeah, we had tremendous talent. I mean, just in my class, me and Walt was talking about it the other day. Will Innocent, Natron Means, Ray Jacobs, Eddie Mason, myself, Riddick Parker, and Mike Morton.
Bad boys. Bad boys. And I didn't say Morton get ready to do the Super Bowl thing, huh?
Right. Yeah, he's actually umpiring the Super Bowl. We had a tremendous group that came through there, and people don't really realize how many guys came through there that went pro, but we had a bunch. And the other two was that was in that class that went other places, which was Tito Wooten and and Mike Watkins, they both ended up in the pros too. So we
Right.
had a lot of talent, and we always wanted to taste that national championship, but at
Right.
that time we were more of a defensive team with a great run game, and we had
But we
Stanisic could
won.
maneuver. Yeah,
We
Stanisic
won
and
that
Mike Thomas.
number one defense twice.
Right.
We
We won it 2 years in a
right.
row. Mm-hmm.
2 years back to back. Yeah. So, but we had Stano that could maneuver. He was real savvy with that option, and he could throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? He was very precise and very accurate with that throwing. And then Mike Thomas, they shared that spot. So, but we had some incredible talent that people, looking back on it, it was pretty excellent. But I think that what it was in the end was a mental climb that we couldn't take. We took it once you got there, but we just couldn't take it to that next level.
But we
And
did.
I wonder.
But we did.
After we left, it did go to the next level.
And win
Yeah,
the whole thing.
once we left. Yeah, once we
Right.
left.
We just
They
kept
changed the
climbing.
offense.
We kept climbing and kept climbing. And every year we got better. I mean,
Correct.
we're 11-1 and number
11-1.
3.
Right. That's right. The 11-1
number 3 in
team.
the country. You can't get too closer than number 3. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's right.
Number 2 played number 1.
Yeah, I
and
forgot
we
we
number 3.
with 11-1 team. I forgot we were 11. I forgot the 11-1 team. Well, I didn't forget them, but when I say take it to the next, we couldn't take it to the next level because they didn't see us as a powerhouse. Like that 11-1 team should have played in a better bowl game.
No question. No question. And that was part of the reason why Coach left, because no matter what you do, how many times you win, the AP writers and the ones are the ones are not picking you for the big game. We should have been in the Sugar Bowl or something like that.
Right.
Exactly.
Bottom line, all that, and that's neither here nor there. We got in the best bowl we can get in. But we beat the dog out of Virginia Tech, who was a great football team back then, but the bottom line,
the game off with a pick.
To all that, and I didn't talk about Vince, so I got to say something about Vince too. You asked about Vince Young. Vince Young was a phenom. I don't care what anybody across the world thinks. I had him every single day. Not only was he a tremendous motivator, he was a hell of a leader. I mean, he walked in the locker room the very first day and put up on the board. He wrote, "If you want to win the national championship, we got 7-on-7 and throwing in line drills at 7:30 at night or something like that on this day.
Wow,
be there." I mean, come on, man, that's a freshman.
Yeah, that's big
You know what I'm saying? But they came, and all of them came. That's where the trip was. Now all of a sudden, all of them came. Not one or two, the whole team came.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, that's special now. So when you go to places like Ohio State, who just won the national championship, they got a phenomenal football team. We're in the locker room, and all of a sudden, I started getting a beat. You know how we used to do on when you win a game on Saturday, Sunday, we celebrate.
Right.
So, for that first couple minutes of the game, everybody get that beat, and you either rap, you could tell a joke, or you had to do something. If you had a big play, because we couldn't celebrate on the field anymore. So I'm in the locker room, and all of a sudden, you start hearing beat, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, and then all of a sudden you hear some rapping, and they're like, "Whoa, this is pregame right before you going out to play in the shoe, which is one of the biggest venues to play in, and you got to play a Ohio State team that's number 1, and we jamming." Hell yeah, we jamming. So I go in there, like Coach Brown said, "Go see what it is, Jeffrey. Go see what it is." I go out there and and VY going, so it's too damn quiet in here. The next thing you know, we got 85 guys rapping the same damn thing.
Wow.
All on the same page, going out together. No different than when we went. Remember when we went to what bowl game was that? We like at Disneyland. We won the bowl game.
Yeah, Pigskin Classic.
Pigskin Classic. Yeah. And you remember when we were at the park?
Yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden we started doing the chants. You know, and them other team was like, "What the hell is that?"
Right.
You know, because all of us were on the same
On the
page,
same
saying the
page.
same thing. You know, and enjoying life because that's who you were,
Mhm.
who you with.
Right.
You know,
Right.
who you with.
Right.
You know,
You with.
so
Who you with?
and then we did 9 deuce check, old school. You know, 9
Old
trade
school.
A. You know, all that.
They didn't know what that was, did they?
Yeah.
Right.
They
They
didn't
have
know
a
Right.
what that was. They was
But they
looking
thought
around
we
like, what?
thought we were obsessed though.
Yes.
So and
Yeah.
we were obsessed to go ahead and try to find a way to win games.
Oh, we whooped that butt too. We whooped that butt.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
We whooped.
A good spanking.
Yeah. Well,
So, dog, hold
this
tight
is
real quick, Hitch.
okay.
Dog, do you remember when let me see. When the Kappas, I'm gonna say that, threatened one of our players. Do you remember anything about that?
Are you talking about the meetings that I had in my office when I brought them all in? I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh,
I
it was
probably
Wall.
remember more. I probably remember more than y'all want me to remember. But I
It was multiple times. It was multiple times.
right.
But the
So
Yeah.
one with Wall,
when I
with
told
Wall,
the
with
one
Wall.
guy was going to be he had planned on being an oral surgeon or something like that. And the
Yeah.
other ones, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I talked to them about whether they wanted to have their fingers or not and that kind of stuff. And they shouldn't be trying to fight, you know, guys that I teach how to fight every single day.
Right.
You know, from all the martial arts training we did, the boxing
Right.
training, you know, all the
Boxing.
speed training, you know,
Right.
taking blows, you know, knocking the hell out of each other, you know, and then you're gonna be you trying to be a dentist?
Right.
No, cuz that game ain't played like that in here. It's a different ball game.
Right.
So yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
But it worked though.
Yeah.
The key was to
It
bring
did.
peace. The key
It
was to
did.
bring peace between us, the
Two
Kappas, the
groups.
Jews, and whoever else we were fighting at that given time. You know,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
to bring it all in so nobody would lose their eligibility and nobody would lose their scholarships, you know, even academically because
Right.
of some stupid stuff. You know,
Correct.
because
Right.
most of the time it was stupid stuff. So
Absolutely. Well, this has been a great trip down memory lane. Again, we got Jeff Madogg Madden, who was one of you're not doing any training right now, right? You're not
I
doing
was
any
just here
training.
to ask him, are
yeah,
you doing any training?
Oh, you
You know
still training?
what I do now? What I do now is I consult. I'll go
Okay.
into colleges. You know, I'll go into
Okay.
college. I only charge $5,000 a day, so it ain't real steep. You know,
Right.
and then they hit me. I got to get 2-day minimum because I got to see the upper body day, lower body day. I got to watch you run and do all different stuff. Then I
Right.
take your staff through things that they
Okay.
didn't see. You know,
Okay.
because my eyes are roaming. I'm trying to find out what I can do to help these people. And as I find it, you know, and then teach them more winning type tricks, the stuff that we used to do and that kind of stuff to try to build their team up even more. And then they go out and they start winning a bunch of damn games. You know,
Right.
so I mean, it's
Mhm.
all a process of learning, you know, and you got to be humble enough to learn. You know, I'm not trying to take that man's job over there. I ain't trying to take this man's job
Right.
over here. I've done all that. I ran up
Right.
the damn tunnel for years. You
Right.
know,
Right.
that's not what's going to get me to what I need to do. You know, so my
Mhm.
thing more now, I've been the head of I've been the president for like 12 years of the association. You know, I did my Obama thing already, you know, but I
Oh,
mean now
okay.
there's other African American institutions, you know, AAPCA that I'm on the top of their board and that kind of stuff. So I just try to help them
Awesome.
to help each other, and you reach back, each one teach one and grab one and help one. You know,
Right.
that's what I'm doing. You know, so beyond
Awesome.
that, you know, I mean, not unless y'all got something for me.
Well, listen,
You
people
got
gonna be
plenty.
watching. So the whole
Yep.
thing is this. Now, if you're available, somebody got to pick you up. Ain't no
Right.
need. Listen,
Right.
they getting all the nuggets now, so they might as well put the driver behind it.
Right. I mean, but this, you know, as long as the money's right and it's a great situation, I don't have no problem doing it.
There you go.
You know, and like
Awesome.
I was out, like I said, I was out of Colorado this past week, you know, and they were all impressed and happy. And, life goes on, brother. I mean, whatever you can do and wherever you need to do it at, but you got to get in where you fit in, and you got to
Right.
get in with people that, worship what you're getting done. I mean, I got, what is this, 42 years in this thing,
Right.
so it's not like I'm a virgin or a youngster in it, so I mean,
You're not new to
I've
this.
got a whole
You ain't
lot of
new to
things
this
that
game at
people
all.
never know. Huh?
You ain't new to this game at all.
Not at all.
It's
Not at all.
It's not a new thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
this
that's
is what they're not looking at. And I'm gonna break it down right quick. The whole thing with the portal and how these athletes are coming in, those athletes aren't going to come in the same exact way the athletes are already there. So there has to be some kind of bridge to try to help get them boys ready, and try to get them focused. See, because if I played at USC for 3 years and I'm coming to Carolina, what's on my mind? Is it Carolina or USC? You see, in my heart, it's USC, but my mind is Carolina. But in reality, what I'm looking for is the pros. So do I have that same type of die-hard Tar Heel, Thrill Heel that we used to run on the side of that mountain over there, going up to the hospital?
we was talking about that in the last podcast.
We don't you don't have that. You don't have that intense variety. You know how y'all got to the point, and Jimmy, you were gone already. But with Wall and them guys, when they went to the no limit soldier thing, so it wasn't nothing I could do that they felt could keep them from winning. And that's where I'm trying to get the mind frame. That's what the mind frame is all about. They just don't understand. When they started the no limit soldier singing that day, I was happy as anybody could be.
Right.
Happy as anybody could be, because I knew that the message had got across.
Got a mentality.
And that's what you look for, the message to get across to your whole team, and the leaders to get it done.
Absolutely. That mentality is a process, and it's a process that takes a special person to build. And you would for us, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it. And I know the guys at Texas appreciate it because they got a national championship out of it. I wish I would have had one of those things.
Me too.
You got one, and it's great that you got one because you deserve one, as well as Mac Brown. And
he's got two.
Again,
he's got Colorado and Texas.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got two. But one.
Played for 4.
Oh, he played for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he played for 4 and got 2. Unbelievable. So
and Jimmy, I can tell you each section why we won or didn't win. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's just like with Wall, but see, there's a reason why I waited after the Rolex, and what you didn't know is I went to the Rolex Club and got some of them dudes out of the Rolex Club. So just understand there's reasons why the discipline was as it was at that given time. Because if you were caught out after curfew, you go home.
Right.
We did that in 1989. We did that. Okay. Wow. And against Notre Dame, we were playing for the national title, number 1 versus number 2. And we sent 3 guys home. All 3
I remember
were offensive players, the tight end, the fullback, H-back, and another great player. And all our offense was geared around them and the running back. So what happened? We played the game, they're gone. So we got the twos in there who hadn't played much all year long. So that became our weakest link. I don't like weak links.
Right.
I don't like that. That's why we all bond together, and when you're at your weakest, you're at your strongest. I mean, there's reasons and rhymes to everything I say to y'all. You see what I'm saying? Because over the years, I put it all together and only bring it out when it's needed. Okay.
Right.
And once we get it, boom, it pays off.
Yeah. Phenomenal podcast, man.
Big time.
We appreciate you, dog. We appreciate you coming on our podcast. I try to make this something, and you come up a lot in our podcast. I mean,
a lot
of Coach Tootin comes up a little bit, but you come up a whole bunch in our podcast, and it's a lot of reverence for you. A lot of guys really appreciate the things that you've done for them. And just like Walls on our first one that me and Wall did together, he talked about making him into a rabid dog. And I think that is the mentality that we need back to Carolina.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if they have the capability of doing it the way you did it, but we need to bring it back to Carolina. But I'm going to end it right here. It's
they
Jeff
could
Madden.
they could have that capability, Jim.
Yeah,
they could have it. You got to learn it. Once you learn it, you got it.
Right.